Imagine standing in the heart of ancient Rome. The sun is blazing, the crowd is roaring. 50,000 people are chanting for blood. Two men stand in the sand, gripping their weapons. Only one may walk out alive. This was the world of the gladiator. But who were these men really? Were they just slaves forced to fight? Or were they something more? Celebrities, warriors, even symbols of rebellion. Today, we uncover the true history of the gladiators. Gladiator fights did not begin as entertainment. They began as ritual. Historians believe the tradition was influenced by the ancient people of Etruria, where warriors fought at funeral ceremonies. Bloodshed was believed to honor the dead and please the gods. In 264 BC, Rome recorded its first gladiator combat, held at a funeral for a nobleman. What started as sacred ritual slowly transformed into something much bigger. The Romans loved spectacle, and spectacle meant power. As Rome expanded into an empire, gladiator games grew more frequent and more brutal. Politicians realized something important. If you give people food and entertainment, they are less likely to rebel. This idea became known as bread and circuses. Massive arenas were built across the empire, but none rivaled the mighty Colosseum. Completed in 80 AD under Emperor Titus, the Colosseum could hold up to 50,000 spectators. For 100 days straight during its grand opening, games were held. Thousands of animals were slaughtered. Countless men fought. Rome had turned violence into theater. Most gladiators were prisoners of war, criminals, slaves. But not all. Some were free Roman citizens who volunteered. Why? Because gladiators could become famous. They were the sports superstars of their time. Graffiti in ancient Rome shows women writing love messages to their favorite fighters. Some gladiators earned fortune, fame, and even freedom. But the price was always risk. Every fight could be their last. Gladiators trained in special schools called ludi. The most famous was the Ludus Magnus, located right next to the Colosseum. Inside these schools, training was brutal, discipline was strict, escape meant death. They trained daily with wooden swords before using real weapons. Their diet consisted mostly of barley and beans, earning them the nickname barley men. Surprisingly, gladiators were well-fed and medically cared for. Why? Because they were investments. A skilled gladiator was valuable property. Not all gladiators fought the same way. Each type had unique armor and weapons. Murmillo, heavy shield and short sword. Retiarius, net and trident, lightly armored. Secutor, smooth helmet, designed to chase the Retiarius. Thraex, curved sword and small shield. These matchups were carefully arranged to maximize excitement. It wasn't random chaos. It was choreographed violence. Hollywood would have you believe every fight ended in death. But that's not entirely true. Gladiators were expensive to train. If a fighter performed bravely, even in defeat, the crowd could shout for mercy. The final decision rested with the event sponsor, often a powerful politician or emperor. Sometimes the loser was spared, sometimes not. The arena was unpredictable. One name stands above all others: Spartacus. In 73 BC, Spartacus escaped from a gladiator school with around 70 fellow fighters. What followed shocked Rome. Their small rebellion grew into an army of tens of thousands of escaped slaves. For 2 years, they defeated Roman forces. The empire, the most powerful force in the known world, was humiliated. Eventually, Rome crushed the rebellion. Spartacus was killed. 6,000 captured rebels were crucified along the Appian Way as a warning. But Spartacus became immortal, a symbol of resistance, a reminder that even slaves could challenge an empire. By the 4th century AD, Rome was changing. Christianity was rising. Public opinion toward blood sports began to shift. In 404 AD, Emperor Honorius officially banned gladiator contests. After nearly 700 years, the era of gladiators ended. The arenas fell silent. The roar of the crowd faded. Though the fights ended, the legend never did. Gladiators symbolize courage under pressure, the brutality of empire, the power of entertainment as political control. Their story has inspired books, documentaries, and films like Gladiator. But beyond the drama and Hollywood scenes, the real story is even more fascinating. Gladiators were not just killers. They were products of a system, a society that turned violence into spectacle. Picture the Colosseum today. No blood, no roaring crowds, just stone and silence. Yet if you stand there long enough, you can almost hear it. The clash of steel, the thunder of thousands chanting, the fate of a man decided by a gesture. The gladiators are gone, but their story still echoes through history.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more powerful untold stories from the past. History isn't just about dates. It's about people. And sometimes it's written in blood.